If there is someone who's today as one of the most eligible bachelors, is this man. Joining me is none other than Chirag Paswan. Watching Miley na Mile, हम दोबारा with Kangana Ranaut or getting married on your mother's recommendation?
They both are extremely torturous.
Who was your biggest advice? Your sister in Bihari or brother-in-law in Bihari or your mother in Punjabi as well? Someone who has lost his father 3 years back yet willing to take on the challenges, or is it because of the fact that you have brought 5 number on the table?
Well, I don't know what it is, but then yes, there is a special connect. I've been accused, lot of allegations being thrown on me. Being Hanuman was used as a taunt for me, that my devotion, my dedication towards my Prime Minister was always under scrutiny and under question, that why am I so devoted towards him.
Going to Mandi with Kangana and seeing her constituency, or taking Kangana to Bihar's constituency as well and showing her development that you intend to do?
I think both.
Following the footsteps of your father, getting the cabinet berth as he did, food public distribution, or something else? Or maybe helicopter, since civil aviation, since you have helicopter as symbol?
Nothing.
Of course, Mr. Paswan, I mean, you have had an incredible journey. I have followed your career over the past decade and a half, from being a son of Chirag Paswan to being, from being son of Ram Vilas Paswan today to becoming the owner of 5 MPs and bringing them to the parliament. What gives you more thrill today? That son who was raised in that atmosphere where you saw your father becoming one minister after another, albeit Minister of Food, Public Distribution and Consumer Affairs that he did, or the fact today that you have brought 5 MPs to the parliament in this big jig which we have seen, where Prime Minister contested on so many seats, but BJP could not form the government on its own with majority.
I've always been a proud son. I think this time it was for my father. I wanted to make him proud. So definitely this win matters more to me. And more so because of all the odds that I have gone through, the complete roller coaster ride that I have gone through, where everybody actually outrightly rejected me in this political in the political circle. And it was said, my political obituaries was written, I was done and dusted, but to revive from that, this win means a lot to me.
Of course. लेकिन मैं अगर आज बात करूं चिराग जी की, बिहार में समस्तीपुर से लेके जमुई से लेके आपकी अपनी लोकसभा तक की, people were not ready to reconcile with the thought that a man at this young age, after having lost the father in 2020 or in 2020 during COVID times, could have resurrected the party when you were facing rebellion within your own family as well. तो वो जो फैमिली की जो एक स्ट्रगल थी वो ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण थी, या नीतीश के साथ में और भाजपा के साथ में तेजस्वी यादव को और साथ में कांग्रेस को हराना वो ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट है, एक फैमिली के साथ में फाइट और या?
So I think when there's a fight that's taking place, so you'll have to fight it out at multiple levels. You can't just do it, okay, I'm focusing on this, I'm not going to focus on that, or I'm focusing on this corner, I'll not focus on that. You can't do that. You have to fight it at every level. And with me, that's why the intensity levels were so high, because I was fighting it at multiple levels, within the family, within the party, and then of course outside opposition and everybody. So yes, but then having said that, I mean, you have to have that belief in you, I mean, it was very easy for me to just give up. I could have done that at any stage. Giving up was the easiest option, but I never did that, because this is what my father taught me, that the day you give up from here is when you lose. But till the time you have that belief in yourself, you'll always make it through, and that's what I did, and here I am.
Right. No, I mean, of course, I look back at his career as well. He once earned the sobriquet of weatherman, almost, changing parties as well. But that did not deter you from going forward and taking a step in favor of joining the मोदी परिवार. तो वो क्या था कि तब 2014 में आप लोगों ने डिसीजन लिया, निर्णय, क्योंकि उससे पहले यूपीए में थे, फॉलोइंग और सपोर्ट जो था वो वहाँ से उठ के आ रहा था. तो व्हाट वाज दैट यूनिलैटरल डिसीजन दैट you compelled your father to take that decision, or was it the other way around, that he told the family?
No, so I did that, and the reason behind that was my Prime Minister, and I think my dedication, my devotion, my samarpan towards my Prime Minister I think the world knows about it now. So even that time also, even in 2014 also, I was very clear that it's him who can actually lead our country. It's him only who's got that vision to take our country forward. So in 2014 also, I was very clear. My father was with UPA and he was reluctant. He wasn't very sure. He was not ready. So, so yes, I mean, I never had a meeting with my prime minister before joining NDA Alliance. So, but then yes, I mean, I used to listen to his speeches, his interviews, and I was absolutely head over heels when it came to him. And I was very clear that we must get in an alliance with him. And repeatedly, I used to tell my father. And initially, he had a strong resistance towards it, but then eventually, he gave in. And yes, I think 10 years down the line, I'm absolutely proud of the decision that we made 10 years back.
Right. Your mother, of course, has had Punjabi roots. Last my interaction with you, you of course told me and briefed me about the fact that when she came from Amritsar as an air hostess, and your father decided to marry her, you were brought in an atmosphere where your one foot was in Bihar, other in Delhi, and third probably in Punjab as well. तो आज जब घर में जिक्र होता है तो who was your biggest advice, your sister in Bihari or brother-in-law in Bihari or your mother in Punjabi as well?
I think my mother, hands down, I mean, she's been one of the greatest influence in my father's life also. And my father, just like me, I mean, used to take her advice in everything that he used to do. Her decision still matters a lot in everything that I do. Such as in my personal life, in my political life. Selecting these candidates, I mean, she had certain veto powers. She has veto powers, so she actually used certain veto powers for some of my candidates.
3 out of 5 were scheduled caste candidates, and
Yeah,
2 were general.
yeah. So she had her veto powers because we were still, discussing over a few other names, and then she said, no, these are the one. So yes, I mean, she's got a great influence in my life, just like my father's.
Right. So even the 24-year-old young candidate was chosen by her.
Yeah, she's 25, Shambhavi, and yes, I mean, my mother was very much in her favor because she's so articulate, she's so well spoken, and also I also feels, and my mother believes in that we need to promote youngsters, I mean. I talk about youngsters. I talk about young issues concerning the youth of my nation. So that can be felt only by a youngster himself or herself.
Right.
So yes, I mean, we need to promote them. We need to give them that platform, which I don't think many other parties are doing so. So I have my own MY Samikaran where it's Mahila and Yuva. So there's a 40% representation of Mahila, 2 out of 5, and 4 out of 5 Yuva.
Right. I mean, of course, when we talk about your issues in Bihar and now back here, the contentious issues that of UCC or the contentious issues that of the caste census as well. You seem to be one of the political leaders who's very forthright, very honest, and dead right about what you choose to say. You have, of course, categorical about supporting BJP's certain moves, whether it is Ram Temple movement during that era as well, and of course the construction. But when it comes to UCC, CA, do you have any reservations or?
Well, I think UCC, I think there's no point of talking anything about it right now because no draft is there. Yeah.
Uttarakhand has passed.
Uttarakhand has passed and they have kept scheduled tribe out of it. So, I mean, when you talk about absolute UCC, Uniform Civil Code, so, I mean, when you think of getting everybody under one umbrella, see, India is a country of diversity, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, how you bring in everyone under one umbrella. When you talk about UCC, people generally start thinking on communal lines that this is Hindu versus Muslim. It's not. It's also Hindu versus Hindu because, up north, the traditions and the culture and the paramparas are different than down south, So to get everyone under one umbrella, going to be a difficult task. Having said that, until unless Law Commission doesn't come out with a nationwide draft for UCC, there's no point talking about it or commenting anything on it.
Correct. One of the last few questions, of course, yesterday when I saw the meeting visuals, I was there at the parliament as well. Prime Minister seemed to be very enamored of you, simply because of the fact that at 41, having lost your father, you showed the steely resolve, you showed the determination, you took everything on your chin to fight in Bihar, the den of corruption at one stage under the RJD rule, and Lalu Prasad Yadav's Jungle Raj. But you took a resolve, the steely resolve that you took to take on the might of Congress and RJD. Is it because of that at 41, someone who has lost his father 3 years back, yet willing to take on the challenges, or is it because of the fact that you have brought 5 number on the table?
Well, I don't know what it is, but then yes, there is a special connect, and I think this goes way back in time. I mean, I won't say that all of a sudden this connect developed between me and him. It was always there, and I think it actually started developing during the time when my father was ill. You know, imagine a prime minister of a country is calling you directly on your mobile twice a day, and not only inquiring about your father's health, also giving you suggestions that what needs to be done, taking feedback from the doctors. So that meant a lot to me and my family, and from there I think this bond started developing between me and him. I've been accused, a lot of allegations being thrown on me. Being Hanuman was used as a taunt for me, that my devotion, my dedication towards my prime minister was always under scrutiny and under question, that why am I so devoted towards him. Having said it all, it's because of all this, the kind of affection he's shown towards me. He doesn't express it that often in public, but then, the way he hugged me in that NDA meeting in July, or the way he hugged me yesterday, or the way he spoke about me for 5 minutes on a stretch, when he came to Hajipur to campaign for me. And, besides, breaking all the protocols, he mentioned few things which even I didn't know. That such as like he mentioned that he's been noticing me since 2014, and he noticed that how regular I was in parliament, and how much time I used to spend sitting there and listening to debates, and trying to learn a lot of things in parliament. I didn't know that he was noticing all this, and he was right, because 2014 till 2019 I had 100% attendance in parliament. I didn't even miss even a single day, and I was willing to learn a lot of things sitting there. But he noticed it. That meant a lot to me. I mean, my prime minister is taking so much of care about me. So yes, this means a lot to me.
You of course mentioned Hanuman, but you also like to proudly display your threads, your Rudraksh as well, which means, of course, like Prime Minister in an interview to me said that he is a Shiv Bhakt, but he also lives a विरक्त जीवन as well. उन्होंने मुझे इंटरव्यू में कहा. तो मैं आपको देखता हूँ, आपके हमेशा गले में रुद्राक्ष ज़रूर रहता है, और अपने उन बिलीव्स को अपने हमेशा प्राउडली लेके चलते हैं. और कहा जाता है कि महादेव का तो महादेव देवों के देव हैं, तो जो एक स्ट्रेंथ मिलती है लोगों को, हिंदूज़ को, वो महादेव के जीवन से भी मिलती है, भगवान विष्णु के भी. और लेकिन महादेव के जो वरदान पे चलते हैं वो आगे जीत जरूर लेते हैं. तो डू यू थिंक दैट हैज़ ऑल्सो पुट यू इन गुड स्टेट, दैट यू फॉलो लॉर्ड शिवा's आइडियल्स एंड प्रिंसिपल्स?
बहुत ज़्यादा महादेव में मैं बहुत ज़्यादा विश्वास रखता हूँ, भक्त बहुत ज़्यादा हूँ, और मैं मानता हूँ कि आज मैं जो कुछ भी हूँ महादेव की वजह से ही हूँ. उन्होंने मुझे इतना कुछ दिया है कि कुछ मांगता नहीं हूँ मैं उनसे, पर उन्होंने मुझे कठिन समय में संभाला, अच्छे समय दिखाए. ऐसे में उन्हीं की वजह से आज मैं यहाँ तक मैं पहुँचा हूँ. प्राउड हूँ, इसलिए मैं छुपाता नहीं. मैं कई लोगों को देखता हूँ पूजा पाठ करते हैं, अपनी आस्था को छुपाते हैं, पर मुझे गर्व होता है कि मेरा संरक्षण करने वाले महादेव स्वयं हैं. तो मैं क्यों छुपाऊँ इस बात को. खुलकर मंदिर जाता हूँ, पूजा पाठ करता हूँ, बट ये मेरा एक व्यक्तिगत जीवन है.
आपके इष्ट देव कौन है? महादेव.
महादेव को ही मानता हूँ. तो ऐसे में मेरा व्यक्तिगत जीवन है. हाँ, राजनीतिक दृष्टि से मैं कतई उस सोच वालों में से नहीं हूँ कि महादेव हैं, अब घर पे बैठ के चादर तान के सो जाओ, वो तुम्हारी नैया पार लगा देंगे. ये भी नहीं होता है. आपको मेहनत करना होगा, आपको अपने कर्मों को निभाना होगा पूरी तरीके से, तभी वो भी आपको कोई फल देंगे. तो ऐसे में, और मेहनत करने की शक्ति भी वही देते हैं, ऊर्जा भी वही देते हैं. तो ऐसे में पूरी तरीके से जहाँ उनको अपने आप को समर्पित करता हूँ, वहीं उनके दिखाए हुए रास्ते पे चलने के लिए 100% मेहनत भी करता हूँ.
Right. With of course, sir, 5 seats. We'll just do a quick rapid fire and end this interview. Following the footsteps of your father, getting the cabinet berth as he did, food public distribution, or something else, or maybe helicopter, since civil aviation, since you have helicopter as symbol.
Nothing. I think my prime minister has given me enough without even asking for it. I'll be extremely nashukra that still if I demand for anything.
Watching Mile Na Mile, Hum Dobara with Kangana Ranaut, or getting married on your mother's recommendation soon?
My God, none of them. They both are extremely torturous.
Going to Mandi with Kangana and seeing her constituency, or taking Kangana to Bihar's constituency as well and showing her development that you intend to do?
I think both. Maybe taking her to Hajipur, because I've been to Mandi many a times, but I don't think Kangana has been to Hajipur. So Hajipur, yeah.
Right. And of course, going to Banaras or going to Ayodhya for your Mahadev's bhakti or Ram's bhakti, or settling into your first cabinet portfolio, which is expected, of course, tomorrow?
महादेव की शरण में जाना.
So that was, of course, one of the youngest bachelors that we have had in this Indian Parliament this year, speaking to us here on the New Indian. Keep following me, Rohan Dua, on the New Indian.